Namaste Guruji. I have a question about worshipping. Why do we have idols, photos in place to worship God?
Sanatana spiritual understanding, Sanatana being eternal here. So, why do we worship using idols and photos? Right. From a very profound and deeper spiritual perspective, the Murti Puja, what we call idol or image worship, is not superstition. It is a science of invoking the divine into form so that the human mind can contact, consecrate, and concentrate and ultimately transcend. It's like just that, don't we have our grandfather photos? What kind of a inspiration that we get the moment we connect to our grandfather when we look at the photograph, without whom we would not have been even here. So, what is the significance of this idol worship and photo worship? The form leads to the formless is what we need to remember. It is not easy for us to get connected to the formless. We are so very well connected to this world through a sensory understanding of the forms, names, identities in front of us. Now let us have a form. Now let us have a name of the Supreme, not anybody who leaves us in between. This is what in spiritual terms what we call as the Saguna, that which leads to the Nirguna. The form, that which leads to the formless. In the beginning, we as the human minds, we cannot grasp the formless very easily. The infinite or the Nirguna Brahma, what we call from a spiritual sense. So, an idol here or a photo becomes a conduit, a symbol, a portal to the formless. Just as a flag represents a nation. Isn't it so? A photo of a loved one stirs your emotions. Isn't it so? So also, the Murti, the worship, the idol, the photo of the Jagannatha or Krishna or anybody, it represents the divine consciousness. We do not worship the stone or image here, but what it represents is a living embodiment of the divinity in your emotion. Like as in the flag, the whole nation, the emotion of this nation is appearing to all of us. And then Pratishtha, consecration of energy is what we call. Like in traditional practices, idols are not a dead matter. Through mantras, rituals, emotions, devotions, the divine consciousness is invoked and established. The establishment is pratishtha. Into what? An image. So, the deity becomes alive for me. A presence that I can feel all the time. Every moment. Always. Isn't it so? So that keeps protecting us. That keeps protecting our mind. That keeps protecting us from the fears. So the deity becomes alive, a presence that you can feel, relate to, and pour down the love, the devotion, the bhakti. Like the electricity that flows through a wire, the divine Shakti, the divine energy flows through that image. And also this Murti or the photo or the idol is a tool for your meditation, the Dhyana Yantra for your focus. Our mind is distracted in this world every moment. Our mind is restless in this world every moment, and it certainly needs a focal point to still itself. Looking at the Murti, looking at the idol, looking at the photo frame, looking at the Jagannatha, looking at the Krishna, looking at Shiva, offering the flowers or incense, chanting before the form. These are the tools, aids to concentrate the mind and awaken the devotion, the love from within yourself. Eventually, the mind drops the form and merges in the formless essence slowly, for which the form is the base for us. That is the reason why we need a form. At that stage, the Murti, the idol dissolves and only presence remains. Isn't it so? And look at this is the representation of the Murti or idol is embodied spirituality. The Daivatva or the Deva or the God in every element. The Sanatana Dharma sees divinity in everything without any exclusion. Even there is a divinity in the pain. You cannot exclude that to be something which is annoying you. So, the Sanatana Dharma looks at, envisions, sees the divinity in everything, be it a stone, be it a wood, be it earth, water, fire, life, air, ether. A Shivalinga, a Krishna's idol, a Durga's image, all remind us this too is that Tattvamasi. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, all this is that. So the idol is not a limit, but an entry point into the recognizing the sacred in all the things. This is what is the transformation for which this idol is given to us. And bhakti, love needs a face. The love needs a face for us. Love, emotion, surrender, these are very personal. The human heart, it yearns for a relatable form of the divine. The seeker worships Jagannatha with all tears. There is a great emotion. It's not about the idol there, but the connection between the idol that we consecrated in our mind as the pratishtha established. As a devotee, that we sing Rama or Krishna with all kinds of longing, with a spiritual ecstasy. And idol is enabling that. Emotion is enabling that. Sentiment is enabling that. Jai Shri Ram, look at Ayodhya, what happened. There is a nationwide sentiment and emotion for the Ram. Everybody cried. Emotions and tears. It is the Ram Lalla's idol which created that. With all consecrations that has happened in a Vedic ritual way that has got established with the absolute energy that has started touching your heart. As a seeker, we bow to Shiva with all reverence and respect and love. Here the idol becomes the mirror of your love, your devotion, the face of your beloved. So we use idols or photos in worship because they help channel the mind towards the divine. They become vessels of sacred energy when consecrated. They make the abstract accessible to the heart of us. They are stepping stones, not stopping points on the path to the realization. Worship the form until you realize the formless. Then see the formless in every form is what I say. I would repeat this. Worship the form until you realize the formless, that which is the ultimate objective. Then you start seeing the formless in every form, is what I say.